Welcome in, everybody. I'm Prim Saripapat. There wasn't a Winter Classic this year, but fear not, there will be one next year. NHL officials decided to reschedule it. It'll be the same matchup between the Detroit Red Wings versus the Toronto Maple Leafs on New Year's Day at Michigan Stadium. And for more on this story, we bring in Craig Custance, writer for ESPN The Mag. So, Craig, there are future implications about rescheduling the Winter Classic. What's the significance of it?
Well, obviously, there wasn't a huge surprise that the game was going to be rescheduled for next year after they canceled this year. I mean, that was the plan all along. But to me, the interesting thing was John Collins, who is the NHL's COO, had a conversation with a small group of us today, and he really hinted at the possibility of them expanding the outdoor games in the U.S. beyond the Winter Classic. He said that the discussions are at pretty high levels right now with the Board of Governors, interested teams, and so that it probably as soon as next season, the Winter Classic won't be the only American outdoor game. And they've done multiple games in the past outdoors with the Heritage Classic in Canada. But this would allow the league to hit some of those cities they've already gone through in Boston and Chicago and Pittsburgh, and also maybe get into cities in an outdoor game outside of January 1st who might not have a good national draw for the Winter Classic, but who still really would benefit from having an outdoor game. So that's, it's an interesting strategy because you risk maybe losing some of the uniqueness of the Winter Classic on January 1st.
From the players and the team's perspective, when they play outdoors, there's a lot of different weather elements that they have to consider with the wind and the temperature and stuff. So they may not be used to this. So why are they considering more outdoor games?
Well, for one, the players are on board with this, and we asked Matthew Schneider, who works for the NHLPA, and the players, and just said, look, is there any safety concerns you have as players of maybe expanding the amount of outdoor games? And he said no. He said, for the most part, across the board, the players want to play in these games, and they're excited about it, and they're disappointed if their teams aren't involved in this. And so, the players are on board with this. And then, of course, there's the financial impact. I mean, when you have a salary cap that's tied to league revenues, if you can do these events and you can have another one of these games, and the Winter Classic is such a huge revenue generator for the league. So if they can get another one of these on the schedule in the U.S. and really boost the market there, that's league revenue for the players. That potentially increases the salary cap, and that's ultimately money in the players' pockets. So there's some pretty good motivation right there.
And the NHL really needs it. Now, because of the conference realignment, these two teams, the Maple Leafs and the Red Wings, will be in the same division. So does that factor add any value to next year's game?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think regardless of when this game was going to be played, ultimately there's a lot of spectacle here. You're going to break an outdoor record at Michigan Stadium at the Big House. So we're talking over 100,000 people. You have two of the franchises that go back years, and a rivalry that goes back years. And now, to your point, having them be division rivals, this game has even more importance. So it's important in the schedule. There's a little bit of historical aspect. There's the uniqueness of playing outdoors, and so I mean, there's a lot to like about this Winter Classic in 2014.
Yeah, as a hockey fan, that would definitely be one game I would be eyeing. 100,000 people packed into Michigan Stadium, that would be a great atmosphere. Yeah. Craig Custance, thanks a lot for your time today.
Thank you.
Well, for more on this story, please keep it logged on right here on ESPN.com. I'm Prim Saripapat with your latest ESPN headline.